Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and invisible chainsaw murderers. I am Speedyard, and this is Shotgun Butterfly.
There's an enemy base there?
Affirmative, General.
I can't believe this. Would you believe that it is only now, in all the years I've ever played this game, that I ever noticed that Zonus opens with the subtitle, Invasion Aftermath. When I was playing this, I kept thinking that what must have happened was that Zonus was a world like Aquas, and that Andross decided to pollute it like IT tried with Aquas, except that he managed to succeed here where we stopped it at Aquas. So I had intended to speculate about that and say, hey, who knows what the big secret behind all of this is, and do all that stuff I like to do. And turns out that apparently that was the truth all along, and I just never knew it. And that's just, that's pretty amazing. Years after playing this game, I learned something new. Now these guys here, these little water strider thingies, I really don't know what's up with those. I'm not sure how to kill them. You can't shoot them with your lasers. The torpedoes were ineffective. I didn't try out bombs, but they may just be one of those window dressing enemies like what you see later in the level. These things, though, are particularly strange. What are they supposed to be? The first thing that comes to my mind, probably when I had gumbo for supper last night, is that these are some sort of biomechanical shrimp jumping out of the polluted water to attack you.
Closing in on them, Falco.
Well, my friends, I guess all I can say is, beware the death shrimp. And here we finally meet Cat. If we'd gone to Katina, we would have met Bill, but we ended up with Cat. Apparently, Falco's old friend. Cat and a bird. Well, Falco, don't let society judge you. I like that they include these little islands here. It makes me wonder, could there be some sort of civilization on Zonus, eking out an existence on these scrappy little islands covering the surface? One thing that's awesome about this level is the dragon, although I suppose it could be a sea serpent. Nothing ever really comes up to tell you what he does, or what he's for, or whether he's something made by Andross, or whether he's native to Zonus. Let's just shake hands later. I was never really clear on what the rudder is. Does he mean the periscope thingy that's coming out of the water? Or does he mean those little wheels on those gates that you have to shoot them to open? The dragon certainly provided a lot of opportunities for cinematic moments like that, where you could fly under him. This is one of the things I've noticed that makes video games unique as a medium. In every other art form, generally, the experience has been created for you. You're given something to experience. You might bring your imagination to it and your own personal feelings, but you don't really have much control over it. That's exactly the opposite in video games. You control the experience. It can be as cinematic or as uncinematic as you want it to be, and as you make it. And it can be a deeply imaginative experience, like, as I'm sure I've applied, it has been for me. It's a simple thing, but I've noticed monumental consequences of this one fact, of this one difference between PC games and console games. Console games give you an analog stick to control your character with. And that may seem really small, insignificant even, but it ultimately amounts to a lot. In a PC game, you can really only walk one speed. But with an analog stick, you can vary your speed in a natural way. If you see something that captures your attention, or that maybe you're afraid of it and you want to move towards it slowly, or edge around it, you can do that with an analog stick. You can't really do that as well with the arrow keys, because generally, from my experience, it just gives you one speed to move your character with. Imagine playing StarFox without an analog stick. Think about how smooth the controls are. They feel beautiful, and it looks wonderful to edge your R-wing slowly around the screen, to weave in and around objects. It feels magnificent, and it's great to do in this game. I would argue that control is perhaps the pivotal issue when it comes to immersion in a video game, and StarFox pulls that off beautifully. Everything that you should be able to do, given the game world that you're put in and the goals you're given, you are able to do with a wonderful degree of control, and it feels great. Ah, and here we have Toxic Waste Pirate Scavenger Man. Now, I'll be honest, this is actually my second time playing through Zonus. The first time I played through did, well, not so well. I ended up going to Macbeth. So, it turns out I forgot to save, though. So, I had to go back and replay through the level, and my gameplay this time was so much more pleasant to me that I went ahead and kept it. The point is that, playing this guy, for the first time in all these years, I had forgotten how to fight him. And it was hilarious, because it was like fighting him again for the first time, wondering, what in the world do I do? And that was a great feeling. So, as it turns out, you have to use your bombs to blow up each section of the ship, which is interesting because no other enemy that I can recall has you use bombs to fight him instead of lasers. Everything else is lasers. This guy is pretty much impervious. Anyhow, given that if you destroy his cannonballs, it gives you bombs. Apparently there are bombs inside his cannonballs, which I guess makes sense in a way. It's a great place to stock up on bombs, particularly if you're heading for Area 36. One thing I remember for certain is that in Area 36, you can use all the bombs you can get.
All aircraft report.
Did you ever feel somewhat disappointed that they never really bothered to explain what was going on with Falco and Cat?
Okay.
They never tell you what in the world their relationship is or how they know each other, from where.
Where'd you go?
Little details like that are always interesting to me. I always want to know. Although I guess, of course, it makes both characters slightly more mysterious. Makes all the characters more mysterious. Makes you wonder, well, it helps create the sense that there's a history here going on here, just like the opening narration did. It's great when a game bothers to engage in that little level of world building to make you realize that there's a story going on before the story you're experiencing right now. But, the past aside, this story will continue next time when we venture into Sector Z. See you there.